Hi guys, I don't know what. My phone is going crazy. I decided to turn on the camera. I am reheating this stuffed bell pepper that I ate yesterday or made yesterday with this big salad. I am trying to get away from the carbohydrates. I tried to film this just a minute ago and it cut me off. You're only going to be in this dark cabinet for a minute now, especially since the video cut off on me when I was trying to express myself. So I guess I'm just going to have to skip all of the shallow parts and just get back to what I was talking about, which was like I didn't really set goals for myself this month of October. I didn't even really use my planner like on a monthly basis. I set like one little thing that I wanted to do. Like I wanted to pay an extra $300 on like one particular bill. It's so crazy because I follow like all of these debt-free people on Instagram. I told you guys that before. And when I see them paying like an extra $900, $1,500, $2,000 a month just towards like extra bill payments, it's like, damn, how do they even do that? But it's something that you work yourself up to. You know, you learn your shortcomings and your downfalls. And this month, October, I knew was going to be hard for me, and I tried not to claim that, but I definitely did experience it. Okay, let's see. I definitely did experience it, right? So I said I did not want to cope by eating or shopping. Number one, I don't want to gain any more weight. I'm really unhappy with myself right now. And that's fine, we get there. I knew somebody who said that they were not going to what I said they were not gonna do? Oh, they were not gonna buy any clothes except for tennis, like for her t-shirts and one pair of jeans until they lost the weight because they didn't want to get comfortable. You can tell when I have a visitor because I have food in my refrigerator. Some people feel like food in their refrigerator makes them feel like better instead of having it empty. Like they feel poor if they don't have food in their refrigerator. I actually feel rich when I don't have food in my refrigerator because that means I've been eating out a lot. But I really have not been this month. Lunch is still a struggle for me. Anyways, that's important. Just keep it tangible. But when I recognize that I don't want to gain any more weight, and then two about shopping is when I'm in a funk, in a head mood. If I buy things, once I'm out of the bad spot, I don't really want to use them because it reminds me of the time. Like, does that make sense? Like, I bought that bum bag and I've literally worn that bag like twice or three times. Now, I don't know if I want to sell it, if I'm going to keep it or whatever, but it's just interesting when you recognize how you cope with things, making those changes and the emotions that come up. I don't know. It's like growing. You know, how am I going to cope with things now if I'm not going to do these unhealthy habits? I do want a new habit because basically what I allowed myself to do was I completely allowed myself to veg out on my cell phone, watching movies with my boyfriend, just like really taking it easy on myself. Like I just really took a lot of pressure off of myself, and kind of like coasted. One thing I do notice that I'm not liking though is that when I get like big mad, I'm not just gonna say mad, but I get like really mad about things like, and I know it's because I got like a lot of things like going on in my own head. When I say mad about things, just like stupid things on the internet, like I got into like a real emotional internet fight, and I actually started like crying. Like I actually had like tears in my eyes because I was so upset that, and it was so stupid, y'all. The emotionality, I mean, I still stand by my emotions, but the fact that I went back and forth for like 4 hours, I was like, who is this person? And it was all about Louis Vuitton putting a factory in Alvarado, Texas, which I still stand behind my emotions. I just think that's so bogus, that's so whack, it's so unethical, it's so grafty. And then like one of the number one complaints that the people were saying was like they didn't have air conditioning in there. Now, some people say this was in the Wall Street Journal. Some people say that that was just like temporary. Who knows? I'm not in Alvarado, but it's like, are they going to give you a discount now? Because, like, people call it the magic. Like, you're spending money on this foreign imported good, but now you're making it in the United States. Like, where's my discount if I'm like in the home state? So, anyways, I got like really on the ethical side of it, like where you're paying people $12 and $13 an hour. That's what really just brought tears in my eyes. Like, how can I feel comfortable like buying something for thousands of dollars knowing that the person who's making this need so much more in their life. And I know it happens all the time with other brands. I'm not the biggest Walmart shopper or Nike and stuff like that, because that was one of the first fights that I ever got into, like debates. Let's not call them fights. Debates in like my college ethics class was when I found out that how Nike really worked overseas, and the logic behind that was that unlike the USA, where that amount of money wouldn't give these people a better life, where they live, it would. But when I find out that by somebody working for this luxury brand, it's not really like improving their life that much. It's kind of like a get over type situation. And then you want me to pay thousands of dollars and call it luxury? I don't know. It just sent me like, it sent me like all, but I know that a lot of it is like misplaced, because I feel like there's so many things that are like so jacked up and so messed up, and people don't even care, and everybody just wants what's in it for them. Like, to me, that's like the deep rooted issue of it all, right? That was a tangent, but it's not, because it goes back to me getting upset on things over the internet. And I was like, you know what? Now I got to get off this internet, because now if I can't just like enjoy the little peaceful things on the internet that I enjoy, I got to go do something else. Which I do feel that I am being like, I'm gonna say called. I'm frustrated is the reality. I'm frustrated because it's not coming to me quick. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? What is supposed to be my side project? I did take this semester off because I feel like I was like wearing myself out, and I really had to do some soul searching to say, am I just doing this just to be doing it? But I really do feel like, no, girl, you are doing this for a purpose, and you need to push yourself through this. You gotta switch gears, change careers, get a new skill set. And I don't know. Sometimes, like I told you guys in the last video, it's trying to climb that mountain. When you at the foot of it, it is something else. So I do want to, unlike last month where I didn't really set any real goals for myself, except to pay like an extra $300 on a bill. And I'm still $40 short. Should I just go pay them $40? I don't know. I was like, I got until 10/31 to pay that extra $40 to make my goal. And that's the thing, like, I kind of stopped setting goals for myself because I just was not reaching my goals, and it frustrated me so much not to reach my goals. It really did. I can kind of see somebody down there. I hope they can't see me because I'm not wearing pants. So I was like, okay, so just reevaluating everything. If I'm not reaching any of my goals, maybe I should just like focus on 1 or 2 goals. I really want 3 goals a month, because I have 3 areas that are important to me, which is like faith, fitness, and finance, like hands down. But it's going to be challenging, and this is like a brain dump if you don't know. Welcome to my diary, journal, therapy in the comments. This is what I do on this channel. It's going to be kind of hard, because I said in October when I felt myself going down, you know, I was going to choose different ways of coping that was not food and that was not shopping. I was going to cut back on my spending and focus on discipline in my financial area. I also want to do it in my fitness area. And it's funny, I was heavily inspired by the Ayanla Fall Up or Fall Together, her spiritual spa. I was heavily inspired by that. It's so simple and so basic. If you guys like my little chatty videos, you can kind of put it on, you know, in the background as you do other things, because she does answer questions. I even went in and rewatched it. I think for me, the life-changing thing about that was giving myself more than a week to get over something. Giving myself more than a month, more than a weekend. Giving myself 3 months to really just analyze things. I'm not solve anything, but just to like look at things as they're passing or as they're happening. Not even in an overly analytical way, but just saying, okay, if this doesn't serve me, if this thing is meant to fall away, if this thing is dead in my life, overeating will make it tangible. Overeating, like, I cannot gain any more weight because it's coming all up here now, and I literally feel like I'm choking myself to death. Like, I just can't do it to myself. Overeating is not serving me. I have to say that with conviction, because I still crave the food. Like, I know, guys, this is so stupid. I was craving lobster bisque with a jumbo lump crab addiction from Capital Grille. Now, I normally have that once or twice a week, and I haven't had it at all this month. I have not been to... Have I been to a nice steakhouse this month? Now I have been in nice restaurants, I just didn't pay. Okay, but like I was like, oh, and I could have went to Capital Grill this month on somebody else's dime, but I didn't even feel like going because my head. It was a party kind of situation. I would just number one, I had PMS, and number two, the emotions that came behind that. Oh my God, oh girl, I couldn't, girl, I just could not like. Let's get real. I was watching a YouTube video, Tony Daly. I'm fascinated by people starting over. Now I'm getting all these little things in my YouTube thing about divorced women and the other girl, Nikki, going through divorce. I have nothing in common with somebody who's been married or is getting divorced. I have nothing in common with that. But there's something about starting over after heartbreak. I really do have something in common with that. And when she cried in her car, oh girl, I felt that in my soul. If you have ever picked your, this is, I had to break it all the way down so you guys would know that I'm not like just a raving lunatic. Because I'm sure we've all been there. If you have ever picked yourself up out of the bed, put yourself together, and were on the way to somewhere and had tears roll down your eye, woo Lord, woo, that is just such a feeling. Like you. Girl, I could cry right now just thinking about how that feels. Like, oh, no matter what caused the tears, like I was like, oh my God, a car cry. Girl, girl, you're like right here. It's like, oh my God. And that's how I felt. Like I felt worse than a car cry. Like I'm the kind of person that like I don't cry by myself. I don't cry alone. But if you get me in a situation and like something happens or I just like start talking, then I may get misty eyed when I just think about everything or just and not even like I'm trying to think about it all. I'm really not. But it just gets like damn, like oh, like damn is the real word. You know, it really is. And it's just, you know, I don't want to get like too spiritual on you guys because you guys know I live my own life. But I shouldn't say that because, like I told you guys before, I was watching so many different girls and women that I admire who are always like, you know, seekers, I would say, always looking for self-improvement. And I had to question myself about that too. I'm like, am I a seeker? Am I always looking for something? Do I feel lost? That's not it for me. I love new information. I love uplifting information. And what's so weird about it is that those people that do their tarot cards and their crystals and stuff, they don't apologize for having a drink or going out to party or whatever. No, they do what they do in their practice and then they do what they do in their life. And like it always says, it's like I saw that little meme on Instagram. It's like you don't go to the hospital after you feel better, you know. You go to the hospital when you're not together. And that's the same way that you should come to faith is when you're not together. You shouldn't have to be all perfect to say that you are a person of faith or that you are a Christian or whatever. But this is going to get real deep because if you follow me this long in this video, this is for you anyways. I steer away from words like demons and things like that because I grew up around that and it's so heavy and it's so like, it's too much, especially around Halloween when you want to put on your little costume and not be convicted, okay? But listening to my Sunday Word, shout out to the girl who watches the same Sunday Word as me. When you put a name on it, like, you know, a financial demon or a health demon or, you know, a divorce demon or a sexual demon or something like that, without getting too creepy, without getting too scary, that's what it you can take that word off of it, but it's like that same kind of around the clock ominous presence is that's the best, in my opinion. That's the best word. Like it's like such an old word, but it is like the best word because you could just be full of this light and you're just gonna and faith and you just gonna faith it forward and do all of this stuff and know all the right things. Like I joke with my boyfriend, dead serious, you guys, and I was like, one day at a time, it always gets better. Work as hard as you can. You're not failing. You're just learning. You're just growing. You survived before. You're going to survive again. Anything you want, you can go after. You're not hungry. You got your full health. You are blessed. You got people that loved you. And he was like, yeah. You know, I was like, you know, you're capable. You can go do all of this. Like, you know, you can go do anything you put your mind to. And even if it's not everything that you want, you'll end up in a better place than if you don't try. He's like, yeah, you got all the answers. And I was like, so why do I still feel like shit? you know, and that's when it's like a very oppressive negative force, and and you can choose to eat your way through it, shop your way through it, dance your way through it. Was that in this week's message? Like before that, before I even heard that in the message, that was already from the beginning of October. And in my mind it's about, questioning everything that is serving me or not serving me. But just to hear somebody else say it, it's like, those things can become, like, I hate to use the word demonic, but I'll use like the word oppressive forces. Those things that should bring you joy and bring you happiness, if they are abused, can be like oppressive forces that keep you so distracted from the main course. And I'm sure everybody can relate to that. We've all been distracted from like the main course. Like I distract my boyfriend all the time with a salad. I'm like, boy, you about to eat these salads, and we might get some avocado so we can make some like guacamole as an appetizer, because your appetite is too large, and we need to slow you down. So here is some appetizers and a salad, and this is going to be good for you. And it's true, right? Because too much of the main course is just not a good thing. And I know you guys say that I'm overly analytical, I'm very analytical. I don't feel like that. I feel like I was born that way. Like I don't just sit around and think about what I'm going to think today. My mind just thinks about things and it puts it together. For instance, another YouTuber thing I'm going to mention is that some kind of way I was out on vacation this weekend. Girl, I had to hide where I was this weekend. I could not even post it on social media because we didn't want to hurt other people's feelings. But I didn't really go out or anything. I did buy a Halloween costume that it's a tame one. I'm gonna post like some funny pictures, but I'm kind of like intimidated to wear it because I didn't grow up celebrating Halloween or anything like that for religious purposes. But I've never really, so I was like, oh, I just kind of want to do it, and it's very innocent, just like my favorite show or what have you. And I think I'm gonna do my little haul of like the 5 things that I bought this month, wearing my Halloween costume. That would be funny. But where was I going with that? Hiding. So everybody else went out to party. They went out to the nightclub. They're roaming around, having just like a great old time in their Halloween costumes, and I'm at home, and I got sucked into like the whole YouTube vortex, and I started watching all of these videos, and I'm not even gonna say the person's name. I won't even do that. I started watching it, and it was like, this person has been on YouTube for a very long time, and they're just starting to hit the numbers, and they're doing something that's not like mainstream, has never been popular, or whatever, right? But the heart of this person, the transparency that they tell their story. Now we know is their story, the other story, and all other kind of stuff. But I could see why they're successful. I could see why, even though it may not be right, it may be judged by other people. When your heart is pure, like seriously pure, you win in the end every time. I think for a lot of people, especially in this day and age, that is like a major battle, is keeping your heart and your motives pure. I am a big proponent of that. Like in the message this week, it was all about like filling in the gaps. Like I feel like my life sometimes, especially right now, girl, it is just held together, but I don't know what's holding it together. Like I haven't worn makeup. I've been working on my skin. I bought some skincare, but I just haven't been. I can't even like spend an hour in the mirror getting ready. Like I literally get up now like 20-30 minutes like before, when I was used to spend like an hour and a half. I'm like, no, it's like sometimes it's good to just like strip yourself down to the basics. Like, does it really matter if I get like super like dressed up every day? Like if I find pleasure in that, yeah. But if I feel like crap and I'm not gonna smile the whole day, what's the you know what I mean? Like I know that saying of fake it until we make it, but I think that's going to be a hindrance to a lot of people, because if you're so busy faking it, you will never really make it. Does that make sense? I hope somebody caught that, because I just see it, and I can see how people who don't really have like everything like all the other people, like, well, how did this person get so successful, and they came out of nowhere, that kind of situation. And it's like, I don't think it's nowhere. I think they had something there all along, So weird. In the same vein, my leasing lady, left. I figured she had left the property. This is not like a small property or whatever. But she had such a light about her. They said that she left the industry. She went into something else. Girlfriend had the biggest and the best diamonds, so she's good. Her husband was good and all the other kind of stuff. But never in my life have I was like, she's going to do good wherever she goes. She's just got something about her. Her joy is serious. Her love of people, of helping others, of really being a servant, of like doing the small tasks, the big tasks, and remembering and being personal. It's not a fake it till you make it. It's a real, genuine thing. And I was like, wow, I never really felt that about somebody where like, I wish her like such good vibes. Like I wish her so well, and I know I don't even have to wish her well because the word is blessed. Like there's something blessed about that person, you know. And I struggle with appearing blessed a lot. And let's just get real, because when you are not feeling your best, like me, I haven't been feeling my best. I don't feel like smiling at you. Like I will. But it's not like the first thing that comes to my mind, you know. It's just like I just want to be in my own struggle sometimes, and I know that is not of God. That is that, and even if you don't believe in God, that is not the way ahead. You know, even if you are a stone cold atheist, there is no logical reason why you should let yourself just be down on the ground and wallowing in it for a long amount of time. There's no logic to that. That doesn't even make sense. Like how but I do that. I'm not the only person that does that, because I remember when I was in my early 20s with not a lot of life around me, but I was around all these adults, and you get around certain adults and they have that same story. The divorce story is the big one, right? Everybody talk about their divorce. Oh, they bad ex-wife, they bad ex-husband. The child custody battle is another one. Like this weekend, we couldn't escape it. Like you try to like change the subject, the person brings it right back. You know, it's like deceased parents, or maybe parents that took advantage of the younger, like of their child. Like that's popular too, which is like so crazy. Like people put their kids at like a real disadvantage, and even though that person may be moving along, like being really overweight, like people who had like the gastric bypass surgeries and stuff like that, they still remember how they were treated and how they felt when they were overweight, and the insecurities that came with that. It's just, or people that were thin and gained a lot of weight, they remember how people used to look at them, and they don't get those same looks anymore. So everybody has a story where they could, like, as Michael Jackson say, remember the time. But it makes you seem like the first time you hear a story, it's like, ooh, whoa, ooh. The second time you hear it, you may put your little input in, but when you're on like the fourth or fifth rendition of that, it gets a little stale. And that goes back, I know I said that in my last video about letting things sit in your cup too long and how they become bitter. You know? And that's why I'm a firm believer of going through. I mean, if you're gonna go, as that's, I think that's a meme now. If you're gonna go through anyways, you might as well keep going. I'm a firm believer of picking up your bed and walking. Like even if you don't know where these legs can go, we don't know how good these legs are at this time. So it's like woo. But girl, when I saw that car cry, I was like, oh. That is my level. If you want to know, so pray for me. And don't pray evilly for me. I'm serious. I'm not with that. But if you want to know, like my level right now, it is the car cry. It's like, oh my God, you know. But when I just said, you know what, this season I'm about to relax. Okay, it's about to be the holidays. I'm not about to quit nobody's job right now. It's hard to find a new job right now during the holiday time, which I don't know, because I started a training class at my job, and I got my old job like the week or two right before Thanksgiving, so that's kind of like nostalgic. But I'm not going to force myself. Like, and by me just saying I'm just going to be still, if you guys don't know, I am a big, outside of the Bible, Power of Now and A New Earth. I am a big proponent of those books as like life changing. It was my first inclination that you can just sit still and allow thoughts and life and feelings to just pass. They can come, but they can also go. And important to keep hearing that because it's so easy to, like right now I'm just like standing in one spot. It's so easy to stand in one spot, like mentally or physically or whatever it is, and just allow like gravity and deterioration to take over, you know? It's harder to make a move to like to do something better. I don't know why that is, but that's how you know. As the Bible says, we fight not against flesh and blood, child. You know, it's true. Like nobody can explain to me why there's so much unnecessary opposition and discord. It doesn't make any sense. It's a whole nother. That's for the real deep spiritual people. Like maybe one day when I'm really ready to go deep, I would have to just like delve into that and to see like how you break free of that. But I know seriously one way, the one baby step is allowing the negativity to pass by you. One of my coworkers, she said that she doesn't, um, she, she's so upbeat. She never lets things get to her. Like if they do, the things that get to her are like crazy to me. Like really, girl, that got to you. But she said she just believes that most things are gonna pass. She really believes that, and just allowing that thought to sink in, and it is so true. Most things are going to pass. Whether a person is mad at you, they love you, my battery's gonna go dead. They hate you, they want you, they don't want you, you got rejected or accepted, most things are gonna pass. They're gonna change. They're gonna transform. Like, why do we get so caught up? And let's just bring it to hurt and pain and heartbreak. Why do we get so caught up in the hurt and the pain and the heartbreak when we know it's gonna pass? It can be taken away. Things can change. I could talk to you guys all night. I only have like 4 minutes, and after like 30 minutes of video filming, my camera goes kind of funny. But I was talking to someone just about my own personal life and just like how I am not currently an entrepreneur. I am praying for an entrepreneurship vision for my life, but by me being so close to somebody who is, I have to check myself. I'm like, oh my God, I hope I'm not sowing like doubt or disbelief in their life by my way of thinking, which is, you know, stability and the sure thing. And, you know, because that's not always the most successful way, you know, but even just allowing my own thoughts to like pass, like, just because I feel this way doesn't mean everybody else is going to feel this way. Just because I feel this way now doesn't mean I'm going to feel this way forever. Anyways, girl, I didn't know I was going to go like that with y'all, but I did. I'm going to have to re-warm up my bell pepper. That's my salad with that's mushrooms on top. These grapes are going out of date, so I don't know. What's the worst thing that can happen? I think I'm going to have to cut this. If you guys, I'm telling you, this reminds me of high school. Like, if you knew me in high school, I'm going to talk about this because this is one of, like, the few things I bought this month. I think I only bought, like, 4 or 5 things. This is like me, 1999. I'm like, oh, I want to get the 90s hairstyle. Girl, made me recognize, girl, you've been around a little bit longer now. I just wanted like a clean black bob. I do want to cut it just a little bit. I was actually thinking about going somewhere and letting them kind of like cut and style it. I don't know if I want to add like more baby hair or like pluck more. I don't know. I don't want to be like too like I like this kind of style because it looks like so like natural, like that it's not. This camera doesn't give good the reality of life. Maybe when I'm in better lighting. Anyways. I am just like y'all. Put thoughts, comments down below. That's all I gotta say, y'all. Life is interesting if you keep living. Anyways, I'm just giving this conversation some space. I still haven't started my journaling. Let me make that a goal for November where I'm really gonna journal. Like, I can't just use you guys for my thoughts. But it's kind of like fun. At least I can get like some feedback, you know, and different things. I gotta go for real. Thank you guys so much for watching. Put any kind of comments that you like down below. I really do appreciate all of my followers and hope that you're having a better day. And if not, just know that this too shall pass. Right on by. Bye.